times we had. I see it now, I see it now. Real love, now I'll break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me. And I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show. Yeah, somewhere the deep inside of you, I know you want me to. You're just afraid to say. Real love, now I see you, and I'll make it through to find the life that we once had. I see it now, I feel it now. Real love, now I see you, yeah, you know I do, to make it through the times we had. I see it now, I see it now. Real love, now I'll break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me. And I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show.
Cause I don't want nobody change me now. Cause I like to be myself. If you're not agree, you can walk away. You can walk away. You can walk away. Something in my mind makes me think ain't nobody perfect. Something in my mind makes me think ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect.
Welcome everyone, welcome to yet another game on the Ekasi Esports channel. Today we have the Versus Gaming Masters Division Round 8, the final round of the group stages. I am joined today by the wonderful producer Yanni, aka Mediocrities, and caster extraordinaire Jean-Luc Lol. Sorry. How are you doing today?
How's it, Jordan? How you doing, Mr. Jones Esquire? Mr. Esquire Jones. How are you, my man?
I'm good. This game's very loud. Just give me a second. I need to turn on the volume somehow.
No stress, man. So I'm so excited to be watching this. Ekasi actually picked up their first win of the VS Masters last night against Adapt, so they're probably sky high at the moment. And we know a team with confidence anything can happen. And as I said, that the .Rs are already happening. Things are happening so quickly. Not used to South African CS actually starting on time.
Yeah, not at all. Hey, usually we're sitting here for about another 10 minutes just chit-chatting, but it's nice to see we're getting straight underway instantly. Ekasi, one of those teams where you have to be very careful around them. Of course, coming into this one, Goliath will have noticed that they came off the win against Adapt. Really convincing stuff from them. I believe it was last night.
Yes, indeed, it
And
was last night.
yeah, so Goliath is going to be wary of that. But Goliath, one of those teams where it's so difficult to get anything past them. The only real team that's had super success against them in the past has been ATK, but otherwise Goliath is is probably the second most solid roster in South Africa, if not uh well, they're definitely top three, if not second, but definitely a team that you never want to get too overconfident against. Ekasi, despite having the confidence from their victory yesterday, still has to be very, very careful about what Goliath can do, especially over towards Nuke. And especially over towards Nuke, we have seen Ekasi pick this map up quite a few times, but Goliath, one of those teams you just have to be so careful around.
Listen, anything but a win for Goliath tonight will be an absolute disaster. Goliath are, honestly speaking, one of the top two in my honest opinion. They are currently second in South Africa. They win. They're always the one of the contenders to take tournaments. They're always there and thereabouts. They've got a stacked lineup with such good players. It's going to be difficult for Ekasi, but like I said earlier, a confident Ekasi is going to be something to witness.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'd also personally, I'd put them top two with ATK, number one and number two teams. But Ekasi is still, even going up against probably the second best team in South Africa, they're not going to be frightened of it. They're still going to go in and try and play their game and steal away what they can. But as you said, Goliath has such a stacked roster. I've really admired their roster for the longest time. They've been one of the most solid cores in South African CS for quite a while. I've really learned quite a lot from them from Massacre stream as well, for the especially on the utility side. I'm not the greatest with util, admittedly, and he shows quite a fair bit. But yeah, against Ekasi is one of those teams that they can just pull stuff out of the bag. We saw them give us energy on this map in particular, a serious run for their money, and even DNMK, they were giving them serious problems on Nuke. So Goliath still, even though they should be the better team on the day, and they do have the the resources behind them, they still have to be very careful of Ekasi. I've used a phrase quite a few times on the stream, saying name a more iconic duo than Ekasi and Deagle. So you know, it's even against an Ekasi eco, you can never get too comfortable. They do have the players who can hit those absolutely insane shots. DMS has been really a huge impact fragger for them. Bullock on the AWP, sorry, Badger on the AWP, I believe. Bullock as well, holding down so well. Gemini with the rifles, also really solid player. And then who else as well? He's I believe he is the newest signing on the roster. So that even with the new roster, they've been looking quite solid. They should come away from this tournament being really, really proud of what they've accomplished so far.
No, I fully agree. Just I'm pretty from what I'm looking here now at the group standings. It looks like Ekasi have managed to secure themselves a top 8 finish in their group, which will qualify them for the playoffs. So that's going to be just massive for this roster. First time together in the VS Masters, making it through to playoffs. And if they get this win against Goliath, they're going to be the momentum is just going to be it going to keep on running, and that's so important. As soon as you get that first win in VS Masters, you kind of want to back it up with another win to kind of prove that it wasn't a fluke, and to kind of get the confidence in the team even higher, and the belief. Self belief is so important. But Ekasi, one thing that they do very often is make very small, not very small mistakes, very amateurish mistakes. Sometimes over peaking when they don't need to, aggressing when it isn't necessary. So today they're going to have to be disciplined because Goliath will punish any mistake.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I wouldn't say it's too much of an amateurish mistake. I'd say it's like under those pressure situations against. We saw it a lot against when we were together for the DNMK game. Maybe a couple of overcommits there, but it was more a matter of not adapting to the play style of the opposite team as well as they could be. Like against DNMK, we saw that we used the term controlled aggression from DNMK, and then when Ekasi tried to repeat it, it didn't really have the same success. So maybe today they've sorted out a couple of those flaws. They can maybe exploit that aggression a little bit more against the Goliath boys and catch them off guard. But Goliath is one of those teams where they are the benchmark of CS if you want to make it big. If you can make it past Goliath on on your map pick, you know you're doing something right.
And also, just getting word from Bullock, the captain of Ekasi, we're going to be seeing Dust 2 for the second map. So this is actually what would be considered as Ekasi's 2 favorite maps you're going to be seeing. So they should be very excited going into this best of 2, I apologize. But Ekasi right now going onto the A side where there's nobody waiting for them, only a player towards heaven. And the bomb is going to get planted.
Ooh.
Bam, just missing here. Massacre's going to get the first kill. Great shot onto Gemini. Badger takes down Adaru. Bullock will take down Zip, sorry. Kani. And now it's all left on Bullock and DMS to work their magic, but DMS does take down Massacre. 2v2. The bomb's getting stuck.
Oh, and they've got a kit.
And that's going to be a first round. Very unfortunate there for Ekasi. They did everything right, but they did not realize the bomb was being stuck. Super well played there by ADM. Just making sure he knew exactly that both players were towards that squeaky area and they had more than enough time just to hold that.
That's something really crucial to, especially on a lot of pistol rounds. You don't often see a kit picked up, and it can be such a difference maker. We saw there, despite a really nice kill, triple kill from Bullock, that kit, just once they got the information that they were over towards Squeaky, where both players were over towards Squeaky, they just had enough confidence to be able to stick it. And, you know, even if Ekasi do end up getting the bomb plant, not converting the first round can still make things a little bit awkward. However, we have seen Ekasi opting for the force by Gemini. Will pick up the deagle and some, I don't believe he has armor. I think he dropped over towards someone. Bullock will have the AK armor as well as DMS. So the two big entries when it comes to the T side are going to have these two high-powered rifles over towards their hands. We do see the Jiggle Peaks just coming out towards ramp side, just playing for a little bit of information. That's one thing about Goliath. They're an information-based team. They know how to manipulate information out of you, even when you're trying your best not to give it away. Over towards ramp, he was being so careful, but just the little Jiggle Peaks, ensuring that he couldn't be retraded. Couldn't be fragged off there. Just ensuring that he got the information at least. Now again, playing that little head glitch angle, just trying to ensure that ramp is completely locked down and that their team can now get the information that everyone is over towards this lobby area. The outside control as well, not really being established by the CTs. However, we do see ADM picking up who else on the entrance. Then Massacre and Zip double up onto Gemini and Badger. Bullock is taken down as well. However, DMS with 2 frags is able to pick up I believe what was Massacre over towards the top of hut and Adaru. Yeah, the smiley face is just
Throwing us off a little bit, but
off completely.
the bomb gets planted, and this is a chance for DMS. He needs to get the shot as quick as he can on towards Kani. Not going to. Oh, he does get it. What a shot!
If he pulls this off, he's the best player in South Africa.
Listen, DMS has been Ekasi's top player so far for the VS Masters, and he is proving why. He's going to get the kill. Unfortunately, traded out immediately by Zip. A very good setup there by Goliath just to make sure they get this round. But all things considered, for Ekasi, a bomb plant, 4 kills. They're going to be so happy about that force.
That's yeah, they will be quite happy, but again, not picking up the round at the end of the because of how drilled Goliath is. That was so impressive. The spacing there, just ensuring that the spray transfer didn't even have time to come through. He couldn't even continue spraying there before he was traded out. So the Ekasi guys clearly have put in so much effort into their spacing when coming into sides together, even on the CT side on those retakes. It's so good to see a team always playing in that dual setup. We did see him jump away from the control room side of things over towards the top of B, just ensuring that he didn't get picked off in the 1-by-1 and they could go together through towards B side. But Bullock, the entry onto Massacre over towards the ramp, a little bit of aggression from the Goliath boys is going to be punished. Bullock taken down to 7 HP, and now Kenny is going to swing out and take him down. However, the regress from Gemini is going to wind them up with another rifle, and then DMS over towards Adaru is able to pick up the frag with the Rec 9. Badger towards outside has picked up a frag with the Deagle, and again, Ekasi on the eco is ruining Goliath in this round. However, a really nice shot from Zip. Some nice crosshair placement. Just ended up, Badger ended up walking straight into the crosshair from behind red container. Now Zip dropping down towards the B site. This might actually be a really smart play if they do opt to go for the B site play, because they have very little to no A information. Gemini, who else, and DMS are going to be making their way onto the A site now. DMS and Gemini, the only two with weapons in hand. The Never mind, the M4 is recovered for who else, and now it should be a very doable situation for Ekasi. Zip in the 1v3. He has the AK, he has the armor, but with just the flashbang, he might opt for a save here. Who else? Ensuring nothing can flank over towards the mouth position. And we should see Zip walking straight into that contact unless he opts to hold down the secret area. If he clears this off, that would be absolutely ridiculous. But realistically, I don't see it happening.
Listen, Ekasi are going to take this round. It's going to give them their first round on T side and also break that economy for Goliath. I know they hadn't been building it so far, but this is going to keep it in check and should give Ekasi another round on top of this and make it a 2-2.
Ooh.
But Zip gets one. He could get a second here. He does exactly that. And he gets a third, taking all the weaponry away for Ekasi. So no safe guns. And we're going to see an AK on Zip. And it's going to be interesting to see what the call is. Ooh, it does look like a force is going to come through. The scout being dropped to ADM, and we know how crazy his aim is. So a scout's such a good weapon on such a powerful player.
Those SMG and scout rounds on the DM server have imprinted into my brain what ADM is capable with this weapon. He has absolutely destroyed me every single time that round comes through, and he's on the scout. I can never peek anywhere without being instantly dropped by him. But yeah, with how prolific he is with this weapon, Ekasi shouldn't really hinge their bets on anything. Maybe if they over-aggress a little bit, this could be very, very interesting for Goliath. The complete force with the 2 deagles with the armor and the double kit is going to allow them to spread out. So if there are picks, 1 kit will be dropped over towards the bomb site of A at least, and then maybe the ramp player, when he drops down towards B, if he's fragged out, they can recover that as well. But with Ekasi playing this very, very slowly, waiting for the aggression, it's really difficult to do that against Goliath, because we've seen them change up their pace so much throughout the games that they've been playing. We saw in the previous round a double aggression over towards ramp did wind up getting them a nice little bit of early control, but now just playing completely static, and their playstyle is completely opposite to that. They are such a dynamic team. They're always changing it up, and we are going to see the entries coming through. Adaru is able to pick up one. Gemini trades it out, and we are going to get a bomb plant.
But Massacre takes on DMS, and that's actually quite massive. DMS quite the anchor for Ekasi, and Zip and Kanye are going to come, and all of a sudden,
Wow.
Everyone on Ekasi is dead. Such a good retake from Goliath, peeking so many different angles, peeking off of each other. Love to see it. Fantastic CSGO from GG.
That was absolutely clinical, just ensuring that the peaks were coming in together. No one's peaking one by one. And again, speaking towards that spacing thing, when you're playing in the buddy system and you're spacing together so well like Goliath does, it's so difficult to get multi-frags as a T, because as soon as you get the first, your head's been completely ripped off, especially against players with the caliber of Goliath Gaming. It's really, really difficult for them to deal with, for Ekasi to deal with such well-drilled and such clinical retakes.
The snare is going to do huge damage. And it does exactly that. You could have seen our first Quibus tonight if there was another player towards ramp. Maybe a bit of a nade stack could have seen our first 4K Quibus. But not to be. But ADM with AWP is going to take first contact, going to take down who else? He's going to get another kill on towards DMS. Kanye did take down Gemini, another kill for ADM. And he's currently just padding those stats. There was nothing more than the equal round for Ekasi, so they shouldn't worry too much about it. But Goliath looking solid. I always say it's great teams make easy rounds look easy.
Yeah, Goliath definitely making that one look easy. I really like what ADM did there. He secured the outside position. He wasn't too sure. Not sure if he had the call about the economy that they could be on the ramp rush with how many rounds they lost in a row, and coming off of the one of the force. I'm pretty sure that the call might have been made that the eco was going to come through towards ramp. So ADM started rotating over from heaven early. He was holding from back blue outside, and he started making his way over towards heaven, and came down to help his teammate over towards ramp, just dropping down towards hell. And hitting that first shot was so crucial because it allowed his teammate on 13 HP to just drop back down into the ramp position. So really solid stuff from him. It's so clinical to have an AWPer on your team with such a high hit rate, and who can make those high impact frags and really allow you to play with a little bit more freedom. But DMS is going to absolutely take Massacre's head clean off, and ADM as well spotted over towards the CT side of things, but Kani is going to be able to refrag onto Gemini. Badger does pick up one, so does Adaru, and Zip also picking up onto DMS. However, Badger is there for the refrag, and with ADM on just the 10 points of health, it can get very sketchy from here. Badger and who else left in the 2v2? 2K already over towards Badger. A really nice round from him. We've seen a little bit of a quiet start to this game from Ekasi so far, but multi-frags are being picked up now. Daru has managed to aggress over towards the lobby area, and he is going to be able to spot who else out, and I really like that. That's discipline. He's not going to overpeak into who else. He knows that who else has the information that he's there, so he's just going to change his angle up. Try and play at an off angle. And now he peeks out and takes down who else. So well played from him, just playing the mind games, ensuring that who else maybe committed to a little bit of an awkward spray before the peek came through, ensuring that Adaru was able to pick up a second frag of the round. Now ADM over towards Heaven is going to be heard out by Badger, but with just the 10 HP, he's not going to be the main threat. It's going to be on Adaru this round. He is flanking over towards Mouth. The Molotovs are going to go out towards Squeaky and towards the back of Silos, but now Badger in the 1v2 does spot out ADM, but ADM is just willing to trade out his life so Adaru can pick up the frag. Really solid stuff there. Really good teamwork. Knowing that Adaru is going to be able to frag him if ADM jumps out of the Heaven position and gets fragged. It's really solid stuff to see. So a nice clinical round from Goliath does wind up getting them their 5th, but maybe a little bit overzealous at the start there, but a very solid recovery.
Listen, ADM actually was so smart there. He kind of just baited the peak from Bullock. He knew he was probably going to die. Only on 10 HP, he had the AWP towards Heaven. Not a favorable angle for the AWP. Oh, Massacre starts this round clean, taking down Bullock, and just they peak at the same time, make it so difficult for Bullock, and he just gets traded out. So well played by Daru and ADM there. Very selfless. Oh, but who else is going to take down Candy, who's a little bit overzealous, trying to find some information. Oh, I thought Adam hit that shot. I was going to go crazy.
That would have been ridiculous here. Kenny is in the server.
Indeed. But who else has a sneaky little angle? I'm not sure if Massacre knows, but Adaru does. The utility from Goliath, watching them play CSGO is an absolute treat. I am learning so much just by watching them. And unfortunately for Ekasi, I'm pretty sure they're learning a thing or two as well over on their map.
Playing against a team like Goliath can be so detrimental to your confidence, especially because they're one of those teams where everything is clinical. It's practice, is routine. No matter what angle they're peeking, there's a flash to support. No matter where they need to be going, no matter where the possibility of a terrorist at the moment is, there's always Molotovs and HEs to meet them, it seems. We are going to see the door rush, and again, that HE is going to do a little bit of damage onto who else, not the most in the world though, and we do have him eventually making his way down towards Vent. We are going to see the outside smokes being lined up, so we should be seeing a B split maybe from Rampant from outside down Secret, but again, the util just being thrown out, ensuring that the rushes can't come through. Massacre so aware that who else could be down towards B, and he does pick up the frag. Maybe the call was made that he dropped down the vent, but still really solid stuff from Massacre to peek over towards control room, knowing that that's the most likely position of the lurk, trying to pick up the ramp play on the rotate. However, Massacre is just there, and he's just too good with that M4. Does end up getting himself an AK now, and now ADM is able to get the information, willing to trade out a fair bit of his HP to try and pick that up. And a really quick shot from Badger onto Zip, but the Denk trading through is going to cost them a little bit. It's going to make things a little bit more hairy. Both AWPers tagged down now, so this is where stuff gets a little bit more difficult. DMS unfortunately blind by that flashbang. However, he is able to pick up ADM. Just the 28 HP on him was enough to get him dropped. But now Badger on the 12 might get spotted from behind, but he gets the shot onto Massacre. Really solid reactions there from him to pick up the frag out of Secret side. And now we are going to get the 1-on-4 post plant. Goliath this round maybe a little bit unfortunate for them, but Ekasi this round doing exactly what they needed to. The flash on over towards the warehouse was perfect, ensuring that ADM was forced off of the angle and allowing them to get into the position where the repeat had to come through. And now Badger towards outside, he reads Canny perfectly, does get that frag in the end, and it will be a second for Ekasi. So really solid round there from them. But Goliath and Massacres especially have built up quite a solid economy, so they are going to be able to go right back into the full buy.
I mean, I think the main differentiator there was the fact that Badger had the containment breach on Nuke, which as I was saying, containment breach is the perfect skin for Nuke. I do like seeing some slightly different skins here and there, but never mind that. Zip Zap will take down who else? And ADM knows people are in the smoke. Oh, is he going to pull the trigger? No, he's not. But I'm pretty sure the call has come through that they could be down towards lowers. And look at this from Massacre. He's so aware, such a big brain on him. The nade comes through. Oh, but Bullock hits a crazy shot. Not easy hitting those shots. Massacre can just head glitch there on towards the stairs. But Bullock hits the shot and the bomb should be planted here. Never mind, ADM will take down Badger. Canny will take down Gemini. Also winning the fight onto Bullock. Bullock should have won that fight. It's going to be a 3k for Canny, and that was a really, really solid round from Goliath.
That Molotov from Canny there, I loved it. Throwing it, ensuring that the ramp rush couldn't happen without any info being given away. The Molotov would have given the sound cues of the ramp push away, allowing him to just drop down towards the B site, ensuring that he can get there before the bomb plant does go down. So really clinical and concise decision making from him in allowing his team to pick up that round. Following it up as well with the 3k adjustments was really, really clinical from him. So a really nice play from him. Does end up getting Goliath the 7th, but again, that could have been sketchy. Massacre uncharacteristically missing the first shot there, but Bullock with a really insane shot, taking his head clean off down towards the double squeaky doors stairs side of things. But now we are going to see the 5 AKs invested from Ekasi. The AWP recovered and thrown back over towards... Sorry, I believe ADM didn't even die that round, so not really recovered, but we still are going to see ADM with the AWP in hand. We are going to see at least 1 AK recovered over towards Canny, the 3 M4s picked up, and a whole bunch of Util for Goliath. And Util and Goliath are best friends. They go hand in hand, and who else might find that out? However, it's just the Aimdall instead that takes him down over towards Squeaky. The Util not coming through there to ensure that the frag happens, but when you're as good as Goliath are, you don't really have to throw the Util every time. You can afford to take the aim duels every now and then. We are going to see the boost over towards Mustang from Adaru, just ensuring that he can set up a crossfire with Massacre towards the mouse side, so that they can get this trade if Gemini does end up dropping, or if anyone does end up swinging around the corner rather. Gemini has to hug the wall close here if he's going to drop over towards mouth and ensure that he gets the 1v1 fight, because Goliath at the moment have such a solid A setup. They've denied so much information, but now Adaru is just going to drop over towards the off of the top of hut, ensuring that he can play over towards the ninja position. Doesn't have to give anything away either. The flashbang allowing him to cross safely, and with the zip on 19 HP, it's probably the smarter play to not go for anything silly. No need to put anyone in danger when you have a player on low HP. So with a fair bit of util on them still, we are going to see Ekasi starting to throw the A utility. Top hut will get mollied. The flashbangs will go out. DMS will pick up a kill with that Molotov actually. But now Massacre towards the back of Silo has to go so huge. Picks up the first and the second onto Gemini, leaving DMS in a 1-on-2. A really insane first frag there onto Massacre, but not able to pick up the second. ADM does secure out the round, but that adjustment from DMS was lightning quick, and then the spray transfer back over. If ADM had peeked into that, that would have been detrimental.
DMS, such a good player. His form is so good. I feel like every time I watch him, he just gets a little bit better, and he's already, when I started watching him and they were still playing back and first of, he was already leagues above everyone else, and now he's really proving his worth for this Ekasi team. There is going to be a vent push here. The spam coming away.
Oh, the nade. Never mind. Oof. Intense.
Hectic intense, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
Oh, Kenny will get take down who else? And now Ekasi left on the 2v5. A great shot by Kenny to take down Gemini, and he's also... Oh, never mind. Massacre is the one who's going to take down Bullock. Listen, I feel like we've been... I feel like we've been ignoring chat a little bit here. I just want to say hello to everyone in chat. Chad, Randall, how's it? How you doing, my man? Lexi, welcome back to the stream. Ross, Ionic, Nezuko, everyone, welcome. Brian Flesher, he has the voice of an angel. Yes, Jordan does. Jordan is an absolutely amazing caster. I love casting with him. It's been such a long time.
It's been
And Ekasi are going to throw Utah early. They're going to go fast. Bullock will get the first kill completely blind. And now Adari will get one. Oh, never mind. He won't get one as Badger takes him out before he can even get any damage. But Massacre on the rotate gets two. A great flank by Massacre, doing exactly what needed to be done, making this possible for Goliath. Bullock will take down ADM, but ADM and Adaru combining into 1v1. Who else is going to get taken down by Massacre? And this is going to be a 10th round for Goliath. I'm sure in Discord everyone is busy shouting, "You see it, Massacre, it's right in front of you."
A little bit of confusion there for where the AWP was. I'm not even sure if... I think he might have seen it, and I'm not sure if he was going for a kit, but he does end up recovering the AWP. It can be dropped back over to ADM, but just speaking on that Massacre play, that flank coming in at the exact right time, and that first frag, it was so difficult to hit when you're swinging around the corner and you have to adjust while you're trying to swing. It's really difficult to hit a shot, especially when the elevation was changed, because he wasn't actually on the stairs yet. He was just below it. So the micro adjustment there just shows you how clinical his aim really is. And the final two frags backing that point up completely, not even having to adjust his crosshair with how solid his crosshair placement was there. And again, Zip again with the crosshair placement is able to take down who else. He was completely prepared for the squeaky player to be peeking him towards top hut. And now Massacre again, the positioning is so crucial. DMS, however, is able to trade Bullock, and all of a sudden it's looking really good for Ekasi in this round. Zip taken down to 10 HP, not the most he can do, but ADM with the AWP is going to try and open this up. He is actually going to swap it out to Zip, giving him the one-shot potential, just eliminating a little bit of a risk of the 10 HP being a factor. Because if you miss with the AWP, the door not quite being open at the right time, and now Adaru does take down the first, and a little bit of a tag onto the second, but Badger is going absolutely crazy over towards double doors. He does take down two, and on 6 HP he is able to close out the round. So third for Ekasi, some really solid stuff. ADM not able to close out the round, and a little bit of breathing room for Ekasi, but still not the most. Goliath here might be forced onto their first eco of the game.
They're going to be forcing here. They back themselves to take this round away from Ekasi. But just a quick word on Badger. In the beginning of this VS Masters tournament, he was looking like he had a bit of a low on his form. His form was looking a little bit low, but he's been bringing it up game after game. Last night against Adapt, he was crazy. Speaking about crazy, Massacre does take down the first person through smoke. Adaru will take down who else? And all of a sudden, it's favoring Goliath.
They're so smart, man. It's absolutely ridiculous playing CS against Goliath. I can only imagine what it's like, and their flashbang's so perfect. ADM is able to pick up the MS. Badger with the AWP does trade, and now Kenny with the USP does pick it up. How has this force worked so well? They are so good. It is crazy.
Watching Goliath makes me sad, because it just kind of highlights how bad I am. That's all I've got to say. Like, Goliath was so
Me
good.
too, man. Me too. Don't worry. It's not just you. I think they make everyone in the South African scene feel a little bit stupid at times.
Absolutely insane. I mean, they do go to international LAN events. They do get invited to those type of things, so you can imagine just how good they are. But ADM will hit a great shot onto who else. Not easy taking the man down through Squeaky as he gets naded. Gets spammed up, but he still manages to take down Gemini. Massacre will take down DMS. Badger sprays away, finally taking down Massacre. He's going to peek. ADM missing his shot, very uncharacteristic from him. Bullock needs to win this fight towards Canny, but Canny rotating away. Such well-disciplined CSGO coming from the Goliath boys at the moment.
Yeah, completely eliminating any risk that could potentially be happening is so crucial to picking up rounds that could end up getting sloppy. We are going to see Adaru aggroing over towards Squeaky. The first real ounces of pure aggression that we've seen so far from Goliath this round. But ADM so quick with that AWP to open the round with that 2K. Oh,
Ooh,
one looks
Bullock
off.
made noise there. Adaru knows exactly where he is, takes him down, and the bomb has been spotted. This is going to be unfortunate way for the half to end, and it's going to be a 12-3 halftime score in favor of Goliath. And right now, Ekasi are looking a little bit outclassed.
Yeah, no, definitely. Ekasi not quite coming through with as many rounds as they would have liked. However, it is the T side of Nuke, so not the easiest to pick up rounds, especially against a team like Goliath. They're so well disciplined. Their setups are always thought out. They never just slap people in locations and say, shoot what you must. Just shoot anything. They don't say that. They're always thinking. They say, listen, if we're sitting here and here, have we established a crossfire? If we're sitting here and here, is there a potential to refrag? It's absolutely insane. Oh, that nade does so much damage though. We are going to see Ekasi with DMS. The first shot onto Massacre does take down one. Who else doubles it up onto Zip Zip? But again, the frag picked up over towards Heaven. But now Bullock on the flank. Canny is able to be Bullock is able to drop Canny, leaving ADM and Adaru in the 1v2. I'm sorry, in the 4v2, they do pick up the first Adaru with the Glock in hand, and ADM with the P250. Oh my god, they've turned it around completely. ADM and Adaru go absolutely ridiculous on the pistol round. What was that?
How did they win that? That shouldn't have gone their way. You see, this is the difference. Goliath are so good at their timing and peaking, whereas Ekasi make a small mistake. Every player maybe half a second too late from re-peaking on their teammates, and ADM and Adari just punish them. This is the difference. You have such a small margin for error when you're playing against Goliath Gaming.
It's absolutely crazy, man. Oh, I like this play from who else? The Swag 7 over towards Mini, just trying to change things up. Sorry, not over towards the lobby. Just trying to change things up a little bit. Maybe trying to encourage a little bit of an aggression from one of the rifles that have been picked up from ADM or Adaru. Badger outside is able to pick up one and a second with the last bullet onto Kenny. However, Adaru and Zip do double up to bring it back down into the 3v3. But a really solid round from there, from Badger outside. Some really nice. That second shot was absolutely crazy. Only one bullet left in the magazine, but Zip doing yet again, opening up a frag there, and then a Daru onto DMS over towards Secret. Really unfortunate from him, leaving Bullock in the 1v3. It's not going to be a reality though. ADM has the wraps on the position, taps him down to 35, taking him really, really low now, and then some really nice spray control from Adaro is able to pick up the frag over towards Heaven, and a 14th for Goliath. A little bit of a disaster for Ekasi regarding the economy, and they have no options but to force from here on out. They're just going to have to try and force something to happen, because Goliath now building up a little bit of an economy behind them. If they take this round, it's pretty much guaranteed to be the map done and dusted.
We see the double shotgun setup, and here comes the outside aggression from Ekasi, finally trying to take this part of the map away. DMS does spot out ADM. Is this nade going to finish him? Oh, we can see the first Quibus. No, ADM goes down to 39 HP. Bullock holding with the Nova towards lobby. I love to see it. What? Gemini?
He's aimbotting. Turn it off. He's on the gear.
Coming to chat. Oh. Oh, Bullock's going to get the kill with the Nova. An absolute one-tap machine is that rifle. Well, somehow Adaru doesn't get killed. Down to 4 HP, and now DMS is running for his life. A bit of an unfortunate time to start there. Massacre will eventually take down DMS, pick up the 5-7. Who else will also get a shotgun kill? This is actually some good economy being built up. The Nova will get a second. The bomb is down, but Massacre will clean up his team's mess and give Goliath Gaming map point.
Absolutely crazy. I'm glad someone pointed out my pun there. I was, done and dusted. Speaking of dust, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
I didn't even notice it. I'm not gonna lie. Your IQ is so much higher than mine, Jordan. It flew right over my head. But speaking about flying right over each other's head, let's look at this bar here from Goliath. They have everything they could want, whereas Ekasi needs to somehow win this round with compromised util and weaponry. And that is unfortunate, but the one-for-one trade does come out. DMS is isolated. He's going to have to re-peek into 2 players, and Massacre will take him down. All of a sudden, Bullock gets 1. He needs to get a few more. Gemini will get a good shot onto ADM, and this kill needs to go Gemini's way. Not meant to be. Kani goes down to 4 HP, 22 HP on Zip Zip. Bullock can do this. The bomb goes down. Kani isn't spotted. He's going down to B. This is such an IQ play.
Oh, but Bullock's read it.
The battle of the brains. This fight's heavily favoring Bullock, but the one-tap potential for Kani with the AK-47.
Oh, he's completely changed. It's now favoring Canny. The angle is so perfect. Bullock will be taken down, and Goliath will be taking their first map away from Ekasi. Really solid display there on Nuke, and absolute dominance, really.
Hectic. That's all I've got to say. This was Ekasi's map pick. They did take energy over onto overtime, and Goliath just made Ekasi look like absolute novices on their own map pick. I'm sorry to say it, but Goliath dominated. They played so well.
Yeah, I know Ekasi can be happy about that, but still, going back to the drawing board, they're going to need to start thinking about ways where they can play against these more well-disciplined teams. Maybe throwing something interesting in the strat book every now and then. Maybe going for some geeky nade stacks or some strange pistol buys and just rushes and just trying to throw Goliath off. But against a team like Goliath, you're always so nervous to do that because they just don't miss. It's uncharacteristic of every single player on their team to miss a shot during a round. They're always so well organized and so well put together while they're on the server that it can be so difficult for teams to even change up their strat book against them.
I fully agree. In order to beat Goliath, you kind of like, it's weird. You need to beat Goliath not only with your aim, because they will out-util you all the time. They will pressure you into fights you don't want to be in. They're going to jiggle you for information. So you need to deny them information. You need to try bait out their utility, which somehow has to happen without giving them any info. It's so difficult because you can't bait out util without giving info, and you can't win fights without good utility from your own standpoint, because everyone on the Goliath team have absolute insane talent. It's actually pretty funny. Like, I personally don't know how to beat Goliath. I don't know how ITK managed to do it on a fairly regular basis, but Goliath, such a good team.
ATK has just got the gaming chairs, man.
This is true. They have very nice Corsair gaming chairs. Not gonna lie.
It's that lumbar support.
Exactly. That's it. I think it's a lumbar support, and I'm pretty sure it's also adjustable, not only in height, but also like in terms of how far the seat goes.
It's just unfair, man.
It's just unfair. So let's just talk a little bit here to chat. So I just want to say, how's it? Chad very much wants to see Ekasi stop picking Nuke. Rots, Boyce, as well as Mitch. I think you guys are brothers, question mark.
They're twins, the dynamic duo.
The dynamic duo. How's it, boy keys? Thank you for coming through. Thank you to all of you who are watching stream. We appreciate all of the support. ZACS needs as much support as it can get. We want to grow the scene bigger and bigger year on year, and it's impossible to do that without the support of our community, and we are so thankful for you guys being here.
Yeah, without you guys here, there would really be no point in even streaming or casting any of these. And
Agreed.
Yeah, you guys really make it worthwhile. Just coming through, always showing your support for the teams, always showing your support for the content creators associated with the teams, and with the casters especially. It's so nice to see how much you guys are interacting with us and how much you guys are encouraging teams to when they are playing, and showing your love and support for every single player on the server. It's really great for us to see, especially being in the South African CS scene and wanting it to grow so badly, and wanting for us to start getting a little bit more recognition, because I feel like it's really, really deserved when we're seeing such amazing teams coming through the ranks.
Agreed. I feel like the more we watch, whether it be first of, second of, Iris League, and now at the pinnacle of CSGO, which is the VS Masters, and pinnacle of South African CSGO, um, we just see more and more talent being like brought up, being brought to the forefront, and it's amazing to watch. I don't think South African CS:GO has ever uh, been as healthy as it is right now in terms of both viewership, in terms of support, as well as talent.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we are starting to peak in talent quite a lot with even the younger players coming through, such as Mango on Energy. He's absolutely crazy. Frozen on Conspire, another big talent to watch out for. All of these young players coming through, and then all of the veterans of the South African CS scene, all willing to teach and to show and to assist these younger players in learning about the game. It's so solid to see the state of South African CS. But hopefully, as time goes on, we'll see it grow. We'll start getting a little bit more recognition, and we'll start seeing some of these players picked up by very big international organizations.
I mean, right now, the best way to make South African CS grow is to obviously get more viewership, to get more of those sponsors involved, get more money into the game, and just kind of grow the game as organically as possible. And we've seen it work. Back in the day, it was only really Bravado, and no one else could really match up to them. But now you look at it, we have ATK, we have Energy, and Goliath Gaming, as well as DNMK, which is a brand new organization, all which are able to compete on an international scene.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I definitely don't think for quite a while there's been South African talent that could be competing with the likes of the Europeans and the North Americans. But I'm confident to say with the amount of talent in South Africa right now, it's a very much an underrated region with regards to Counter Strike talents specifically. We have seen a couple success stories such as Sonic JT heading over towards Cloud9, as well as I'm missing someone, but three South African big CS names in South Africa heading over to the North American scene. It would be so nice to see some more of the South African boys getting the recognition they deserve, especially teams like Goliath, like ATK, like DNMK, as you mentioned, and even Ekasi. It would be really nice to see them getting a little bit more support with the Counter Strike that they're trying to pursue.
You know what I like about both Ekasi and Goliath, and this is just between me and you, Jordan. Um, they are so unashamedly South African. That's what I love about it. They are so proudly South African. They are so proud to be South African and kind of grow the esports scene in terms of this is where we're from. We play Counter Strike a bit differently. Give us the recognition we deserve. Sometimes I feel like other bigger organizations maybe fall into the trap of trying to copy the North American and European organizations a bit more, whereas Goliath and Ekasi very much sticking to their guns, sticking to their heritage, which makes me so proud. I'm a huge patriot of this country, and it just makes me so happy.
Yeah, I really enjoy watching Goliath play. They do remind me of the European teams quite a fair amount. Just a structured, calm, concise play style that the European teams usually have is what really has brought them to the forefront of South African CSGO. But now we are going to see the B exec coming straight through. The amount of flashbangs thrown there really forcing the CTs offside completely. Adario is able to pick up the entry, but Gemini on the flank with the CZ could do a fair bit of damage here. But at range, it's not the greatest gun to have in your hands. We are going to see Adaro safe towards the back of Plat. The flashbang is just going to force Gemini. Sorry, a decoy. That even fooled me.
Get faked.
It's gonna force the Ekasi boys away from the tunnel. The flashbang from DMS is gonna go over, and they're gonna start making their way onto the bomb site. Gemini is gonna make his way straight through the tunnel, smoking tap away over towards I believe Adario at the back of the site, and Gemini also taking down ADM there, picking up a nice 2k with that CZ in the round, just running straight through the tunnel smoke, ignoring any. Oh, that's not good. That's not what you like to see at all.
Actually going to make Badger's bar going into this round a little bit bad, like a little bit bad. Like that's minus $300. He goes from being able to pick up or the utility and a FAMAS, and he's going to have to either not buy an incendiary or a smoke, and those those little things can actually add up. Subbing Badger for Tartan. Lol. I'm not going to comment on that.
Get electrics in there.
And also, Badger, the main AWP player, you don't want to be giving away $300 for no reason. Like, it's you need as much money as you can, especially here on Dust. You're kind of forced to pick up the double AWP setup, but I guess no harm, no foul, as long as this doesn't have a knock-on effect. We're going to see Goliath all on P250s, Deagles, and kind of picking up that utility, which is nice to see. They are going to be going towards the mid area. Long control has been well established by Ekasi. And now they notice, okay, maybe we'd be a little bit thin towards mid control. And we're going to see a run boost coming from Goliath, but no one there to play contact with. DMS just falling off the angle. The flashes come through. DMS tags up a Daru. Oh, great shot by Gemini to take down ADM. Oh, there's two players there. Stop jumping. Kenny gets one, but immediately traded out. Zip takes down Gemini. Actually, the bomb planted 3v3. The weapon advantage is there for Ekasi. Look, gets both, and this should be nothing but a formality at this point of time. But DMS not hitting his shots. A little bit uncharacteristic. Eventually taking down Massacre, and it's going to give Ekasi their first round. Hello to Perfect and Tina in the chat. Tina, this is the third time in a row I've seen you in chat. Absolute legend.
Always coming through to show the support. It's so good to see regulars popping in and saying hello every now and then. It's good to see you guys back. I haven't been around for a while, so I've missed a couple of these, but thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting the team. Thank you for supporting the stream as well as myself and John for coming to watch us cast over this game. It's really nice to have you guys around. We are going to see the full buy invested from Goliath. The Skittles dispenser, aka the Krieg, picked up over towards ADM. Not the greatest after the nerf, however, it still, fun fact, has the highest first bullet accuracy out of any rifle other than the AWP.
Well, I would hope so. It has a scope. But besides that point, ADM picking up the Krieg. He's got such good aim, such good crosshair placement. Now he's got that one tap potential from any range.
And with the
just nerf ADM, bro. Just nerf him.
Especially with the first bullet accuracy, I'm really excited to see how this goes. Badger needs to be so careful with that FAMAS over towards mid. The bomb just dropped over towards short, just ensuring that ADM can aggress freely. But Bullock is going to be punished by Canny over towards B, a little bit overexcited to push. And now ADM with this Krieg does control the spray over towards DMS, does take him down in towards the CT spawn. And that gives them complete mid control, leaving Badger in a very awkward situation behind the smoke grenade. He's actually just going to sit in the smoke, and this could be oh so perfect as long as Canny doesn't try and run through the smoke and run straight into him. Because if Canny randomly stops, he's just going to start spraying, and then Massacre just aimbots him through the smoke. It's a little bit doomed for Ekasi this round. ADM again with that Krieg is able to take Gemini down, the headshot coming through and leaving it all onto who else in the 1-on-4. But with two players on 30 HP, they need to be very careful. But the one tap from ADM, that first bullet accuracy I was talking about, just coming through into coming to fruition there. Just able to stutter step there, ensuring that the first bullet is going to fly dead straight, taking the head clean off, and Goliath all of a sudden have their first.
I mean, I'm not sure on that decision to push uppers against Goliath. Goliath aren't a team that really aggress too early. I mean, you should kind of know that they're going to be playing this a little bit slowly. But DMS is going to take ADM's head clean off, and there goes the Krieg. But the double stack for Ekasi could be huge unless Zap gets the first 2 kills, gets 1. He doesn't know Badger's there, though. Badger's going to aggress at the right time. Yes, he is! He hits a great shot onto Zip. And now Goliath are left wondering, okay, where are these Ekasi boys? They like to push up. It's a little bit awkward. Kenny gets taken down to 59 HP. Adaru wins that fight on towards Gemini. DMS is also going to get taken down by him. And he's also going to take down Bullock. It kind of feels like he's playing on a warm-up server. That's how good he is.
absolutely steamrolling through mid there, picking up the 3 kills. Some really solid stuff from him. The smokes over towards CT are just going to ensure that Badger is stuck on towards long. But speaking on what Zip did there, I really enjoyed it. I really actually liked watching that happen because many players, what happens there, they get the first frag and then they drop. But sorry, no, they don't drop. They aggress. They go further in towards long, and that's where that double stack could have worked out. But Zip just ensuring that he gets that first frag, and he says, "Hang on, something's not quite right here. Why are they aggressing so far up with just the CZ? That's and they're giving up long control completely. That doesn't seem quite right." So he drops back through the long doors, and it results in Badger having to hit. Sorry, not Badger. Bullock having to hit an absolutely ridiculous shot with the Deagle. But still, that discipline that we talk about every single time, just the discipline to not over aggress there is so crucial, ensuring that the round is not sloppy. Giving maximizing the chances of the round not being sloppy, should I say rather, because Bullock just had to hit an absolutely insane 1D through double doors there to pick up the frag, and then Adaru just absolutely plus W's through mid, takes 3 people down, destroys everyone, and completely opens the B side. So playing against Goliath is just one of those things. They're so smart and they're so disciplined and they're so well organized that they don't over aggress anything. And then you just get a Daru running through mid, killing everybody. It's like, what do you do there, man? It's so hard to play against, and that's what makes Goliath such a powerhouse. We are going to see 4 P250s picked up for Ekasi as well as the Deagle on towards Bullock, recovering that from last round, and into the AWP of ADM, the 4 rifles, the 4 AK-47s onto the rest of his team. They are going to go for this B exec, and now Bullock's positioning could be huge, but instead he opts to back away from the smoke as it does start to fade. That HE is going to be huge, takes him down to 36 HP, ensuring that the close player does get punished. Zip does pick up the first, and now the long aggression is completely ensured that it is going to be the B commitment. The bomb will be thrown over towards site by Massacre. The aggression towards the door smoke is going to get punished a little bit, but not detrimentally. However, Massacre over towards tunnels does pick up 2. Gemini at least able to pick up 1 onto Canny, and then the boost over towards mid ensures that it is clean. We are going to see now the AWP of ADM. Oh, nice little shot there. Will flick up towards the head of BMS, ensures that the round does get closed out. No sloppiness whatsoever from the Goliath boys, and they are going to pick up a third.
The Goliath boys are looking so good, but Ekasi do have a chance here. They're going to pick up the AWP on towards Badger. He actually does have a kill, but it's sitting on 0 because of that team kill a little bit earlier. But Adaru is going to take first contact here. Here comes the nade. Gemini needs to win the fight, and he does exactly that as he takes down Adaru. And now, Goliath, for the first time, are forced to adapt a little bit here. But look at the protocol, look at the procedures going towards Cat immediately. They realize that they've Ekasi have stuck towards long, which means they can get Cat for free. And I like this from Goliath. Once you have the control, doesn't mean you need to aggress any further. You can just play around, try bait out all the utility from Ekasi, and that's exactly what they've done. Not a single piece of utility left in the hands of Ekasi. It's all going to come down to aim for them, whereas Goliath have 3 mollies, 3 flashbangs, and they kind of execute wherever they want to.
Oh, but the positioning from Gemini is so huge. Oh, never mind. He shot way too early there. A nice little jiggle from Massacre, just ensuring the information comes through. But I just wanted to speak on that the procedures where they get dropped and then they go straight towards Cat, as Canny does take down BMS and Badger trades on towards Canny. But I'm not sure if going straight Cat there was actually the optimal play. I don't want to question Goliath because they're just so good and they're so smart. But maybe if they had just established a little bit of a default off of there and waited for the pressure, because we did see aggressions from everyone on the Ekasi side. And Badger is able to pick up at least 1, but Massacre just tapping away on the 1 HP. This is so crucial for Badger to hit these shots on the cross.
I mean, the last time I casted Ekasi on Dust, one of their players did go down to a flashbang because he was on 1 HP. So maybe Badger can do something similar.
Tell him with a smoke.
Nothing better than getting that decoy kill, bro.
I was playing an MM the other day, and all 5 of them dropped decoys on the bomb, and while I was defusing, they all just went boof, and I died. I think I almost broke my computer. I didn't know the decoys did damage on explosion, so I was like, oh wait, I'm just gonna defuse the bomb while these decoys are ticking. But I guess it's just not the way it works. Does Massacre die here?
Yeah, Massacre does die there, but he's sitting on 1 HP, and there's more than enough money in the bank to rebuy him. Not ideal, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to be having any sleepless nights over that. Badger has the AWP. It's going to be interesting to see what Ekasi do here. Our back, they're going to buy the Eagles. And that's exactly what happens. ADM's going to peek mid. Does the timing favor him? Oh, he spots out Badger through the smoke. That's such a difficult shot to hit. Oh.
So difficult even to spot that. Oh. Ekasi putting on some gas now, ensuring that Goliath have to stay on their tippy toes if they wanna continue in this round. But Badger, that first shot absolutely ruined from the boost over towards the top of the smoker. The difficult thing there from ADM's perspective is that when you're close to the smoke, the particles aren't as harsh, and ADM just not even stressed, no worries in the world, just able to adapt it completely, spots the player over towards the top, and Massacre just, man, he's so crisp and clean with that aim, it actually is crazy to watch. He doesn't miss. His crosshair placement's absolutely perfect, his flicks are absolutely perfect, it's really incredible, something to absolutely admire. But Ekasi, round getting a little bit sloppy for them. That first frag going down really did make things awkward for them. But now who else trying to do a little bit of damage? Adaro over towards Long. He is going to flank through the double doors. Does take who else down, and a fifth for Goliath. But the AWP with the Deagles, you didn't really expect it to work. It does raise their chances big time having that AWP in their hands. But when it gets when one of your players gets deleted like poor Badger did there, it's really difficult to do anything off of the round. But all props there to ADM to hitting that first shot. That was absolutely crazy.
Listen, so ADM is so good. Like, I don't have anything else to say. Like, that's all I have to say. But we're going to see a proper gun round here. Feels like for the first time so far this half for both sides, DMS picking up the AWP. Obviously, Badger not feeling it, or maybe a little bit of a different setup. He was towards Long. And now he's just going to sit and wait for that cat push, which seems to be on the way. But look at the position from Badger. That molly's a little bit late. Two players going right past him. That's going to allow him to get the first kill. DMS not able to hit that shot. Gemini needs to peek through. Does exactly that. Takes down Canny. Bullock takes down Zip. Why are you jumping? Why are you looking for that kill? I don't understand. But Bullock will take down ADM, and now it's a 1v1. And the bomb is down towards CT.
But Bullock is braining this. Oh, he's brained this ridiculously. If he gets this long flank off, there's no way Massacre expects it. If he reads this, if he clears CT here and he realizes that short is open, actually this could be a really big blunder. If he's able to recover this bomb and just sprint towards B, that could be tragedy for Bullock. But the brain play almost does work, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Massacre just running over towards B. He does recover the bomb, and a little bit of a blunder from Bullock. He is going to realize that the bomb is over towards B by now. Digits getting put in, and the bomb will be going down. Massacre is going to jump across and spot Bullock out even towards CT tunnels. Just playing with his food really right now. Bullock has to hit an absolutely crazy shot here. Now that Bullock has cross-closed, Massacre does realize that it's time to maybe stop playing for the information and just drop over towards Cole.
That body's massive.
It's perfect.
And he gets the fight. He wins the fight. Not gets the fight, but he wins it. And he's going to get a third round for Ekasi. Bullock saving his bacon. If that round doesn't go Ekasi's way, it's really only himself to blame.
Yeah, no, definitely. Gemini, they're playing it so well. I don't know how he stayed alive for so long there on short. Two players jumping right past him, even had enough time to pull out a Molotov and throw it, plus pull up his rifle and get the one kill with the spray, and then Rio gets to smoke before anyone was able to spot him out. But then, not quite sure what was going on. Maybe the Duracell rabbit got to him a little bit and started jumping over towards the top of CT boxes, maybe trying to hit some absolutely crazy spray. I mean, ADM was dinked, so maybe it was doable. If it does connect, you look like a hero, but if it doesn't, you don't really look the smartest as well. So aggressing towards long will be taken down by Zip Zap. Some really smart positioning there from him, realizing that he has to drop a little bit to make it a little bit more of an off angle to deal with, especially on towards long doors that close corner does so often get pre-fired once everything else is cleared. But again, the man advantage going over towards Goliath, and off the round that you win, you really don't want to be giving anything away as Ekasi. But a really nice shot there from ADM. A little bit of a Ferrari peak from DMS. If that second shot had hit, ADM would have been dropped. However, he is able to pull the trigger in time, not able to be taken down, and then Massacre with crosshair placement. Again, I speak about it every single time, and he just delivers over and over again. He's always got his crosshair in the right places when it comes to CT aggression, and something really to admire. Now, Gemini, a little bit of Stockholm syndrome. His teammates taken down in the exact same place, but he says, "You know what? I'm gonna do the exact same thing as you. My result will be different. Maybe a little bit of the definition of insanity there, but it doesn't end up working out for him. Kenny will take down Bullock in towards lows, and Ekasi just needed. I would like to see them call a timeout here and maybe just discuss some stuff, because maybe if they could call a timeout and start stratting a little bit, they could make these rounds a tiny bit more interesting.
Let's put it this way. Ekasi needs to stop doing two things, right? Giving easy kills by jumping up towards Cat for no reason. And then also stop aggressing towards long. Just just stop aggressing those two angles, because there's always someone waiting for you. It hasn't worked, not once. And it's 3 times they've tried it, 3 times they've lost. So just stop. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tilted. I love watching good CSGO, and Ekasi are such good players, and I know all of them personally, and I love them individually, but right now, that's a great shot from Gemini, and he's restoring my faith, and here it goes.
Ooh.
Massacre is going to take down Gemini. He's also going to take down Badger. A little bit unfortunate there. The Deeg does have this thing where sometimes the barrel shoots, decides just to bend in weird directions. Jordan, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely don't think that's the correct play, or that either. Maybe the aggression against Goliath, not the greatest idea at the moment, but I don't know what else Ekasi can do. If they're playing passive, they're getting peaked and they're getting destroyed. If they're aggressing, they're getting destroyed. I admire what they're doing. They're trying to change it up. They're trying to play a more dynamic style of CS. They're not letting Goliath set into a groove here, but Goliath they seem to have this all ironed out. It's almost as if it's part of a protocol where if this is happening, they're going to be aggressing here, and it's like they figured this all out, and they're playing 9D chess at the moment, but instead of chess, it's Counter-Strike. That nade not doing the most damage over towards the B tunnels. Bullock is going to be playing that close angle yet again. Adaru is going to be able to pick him up with the headshot. Almost a lineup there from Bullock, but not coming through. Badger with the AWP, not able to connect either. Who else? Gemini and DMS left in the 3v5. Zip, the only player taken really low. But with a little bit of util damage, everyone's actually put into one-shot headshot range from these M4s. As long as it's not too far of a distance, every single player here, except for Massacre, can be taken down by one bullet. So maybe the only little bit of saving grace that they have, but Massacre just takes DMS's head clean off. Nothing really to do there for DMS. The hunt was on by the Goliath boys. They were sticking in the packs. They're not going to let anything slip away unnecessarily, and now aggressing over towards long. They are aware of Gemini's potential position. The fact that they clear that is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone clear that ever, and I don't even think I've seen people play there.
Zip does go down to the bomb, so maybe a little bit of a silver lining. Who else is going to also be able to keep that M4A4? Listen, Jordan, I think what needs to happen from Ekasi, I understand them trying to be aggressive and trying to change things up, but maybe they need to kind of decide, okay, cool, we're going to, they did stack Cat, but maybe instead of stacking Cat, push up a little bit and get that mid guy to try and pull the attention away from the guy's Cat. Unfortunate, ADM's so good, is going to get the first. This could work out. Unfortunately, Canny is just better. He's just better. And it's going to be a 9th round for Goliath. I feel like I'm being harsh against Ekasi, but I have so much respect for them, and I have so much respect for the players in their team. I just want them to do so well. I feel like what needs to happen is that they need to push that cat area, get DMS towards mid, spamming away, trying to get the attention of the players so they're not aware that that cat push is happening. Maybe some good supportive utility as well for a counter push, because right now whenever they're pushing, it's kind of dry. No one is really throwing that supportive util.
That's yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Ekasi, one of those teams. I feel like they have so much potential to do so much work in Masters, but just at the moment plagued by little mistakes, little issues that and little protocol errors that are not paying off for them at the end of the day. It's it's very frustrating to see, but to become a team like Goliath, it takes time, right? Ekasi is just a project that's going to be a matter of time until they're up there with the likes of Goliath. So I'm not going to say that this is going to be too much of a worry for them. It is their first league, I believe, with their new player. Who else? But still, no real excuse. But a really solid round there, actually, from Ekasi. Nobody really getting traded off there. Gemini with a really solid 3K, ensuring that the round goes their way. I'm speaking about Ekasi making so many mistakes, and then they throw out a really solid round, just ensuring that Goliath can't do anything off of it. But when Goliath has enough economy to buy the whole of Sudan and pretty much the entirety of Europe, it's so difficult to get rounds together here. Ekasi's going to have to try and make a miracle happen. Bullock with the AUG in his hands is going to try and lock down over towards the B position. Sorry, over towards the mid position. He's just playing the B mid rotate, just ensuring that the AWP of Badger can't get too hard aggressive, but ADM just says, screw that. I'm going straight through the doors and I'm going to take you down immediately. Canny, towards the top of that headshot box, is also able to take down Bullock. So some really nice frags from them. Adaro is just going to aggress back towards the top of mid, take the bomb back into his own hands. I'm not sure who else actually got the info there, but Canny again over towards B. He's causing so much problems.
Ooh.
But DMS absolutely removes his head. I wish I'd seen DMS perspective for that, but I guess it was just an absolutely ridiculous shot. DMS, unfortunately, from behind is going to be taken down from Zip. Nothing he could do there, but some really solid positioning on the lurk is able to get them the free kill. And I really like what Goliath has done here. They've realized that they've split, so they've slowed it down completely, and then they've started playing for information. And once they started getting the picks, the bomb was dragged back over from the B site all the way through T-spawn in towards this A long position. It's really solid Counter-Strike to see, because when you're split up like that and you're trying to get the information plays, especially on a 3v3 like it was, it can be so awkward. But Canny doing so much work over towards the B side to open up the round, ADM as well picking up the frag over towards mid. It just allowed Goliath to exploit this long control and to exploit the A control, and eventually allowing the flank to come in through CT, picking up at least one. They are going to realize that who else is over towards the long. Zips up, just going to Ferrari peek him straight into the next round, and it is going to be a 10th from Goliath, so at least Ekasi won't be too miserable with the CT side here, but again, it's that nuke situation, and they just can't let the momentum shift in the start of this next half.
I mean, if Ekasi wants any real chance, they need this round as much as every round from this point onwards is as good as gold. You need to change that momentum some way, somehow. You've been singing Goliath's praises, and I think it's for a good reason. Bullock's going to get one, but immediately traded out by Canny. The trade setup working for them. Or here comes the cat's aggression I was hoping for, and unfortunately it doesn't work out. So obviously, don't listen to what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm talking about, because Goliath have an answer for absolutely everything. But it's a 3v3, and this is doable for Ekasi.
Oh,
The AWP holding mid. This could be massive. The bomb does peak. Mo's going to go down. This is going to be a difficult shot to hit. Oh, look at the run boost. This is big brain. What? Little things like that. If they win this round, that's 100% the reason. Because Bullock would have hit that. Be Badger. Massacre will take down DMS. Not much HP being traded. And that's an easy kill for Adaru. Badger left in 1v3 for the final round of halftime.
Oh
Great
goodness.
shot onto Massacre. That is insane, but not enough, because Adaru will come out and finish.
yeah, no, it's looking a little bit difficult for Ekasi at the moment to get anything done. Goliath, one of those teams where the protocols have all been ironed out already. They're really the benchmark of CS in South Africa. If you want to make it big time in the overseas leagues, you got to get through Goliath first, and at the moment they are proving why they are top 2 teams in the country. They are absolutely dominating Ekasi at the moment. But I feel like, if from Ekasi's point of view, it's a little bit hard to look at this in a negative light, right? It's
Yeah.
it's their first time playing with who else for a full division. They haven't really been able to iron out the protocols too well. I believe the roster as well, it hasn't been around for too long. Like even the team itself, Massacre just aggressing towards site. What? Oh my goodness, Massacre is absolutely destroying Ekasi in this round. I really
He's
like what he did
playing.
there.
He's playing Cuba retakes pistols only right now. That
I
is
don't
what's
know.
happening.
I don't know if you noticed what was happening there, but Massacre realizing that the players on B were fighting over towards Plat, right?
Yeah.
So he spots the player out towards T-spawn. He says, I'm going to completely ignore you, swing and try and... It's so impressive what Goliath did there. Okay, I'm rambling a little bit, but...
Go for it, Jordan. Go for it. Teach us.
What they did there is, the players over towards door and over towards window were commenting that they're fighting us on site, and Massacre saw the player over towards T-spawn, said, I'm not going to assist that. I'm going to ensure that we win the gunfight on site first. I'm going to make it that 3v2 and make it as hard for Ekasi as possible. And then he just adjusts over towards the spawn because he realizes that with how much information he has and the timing possible with the shift walk, that there's no way he could have been tunnels that quickly. I'm sure if he had whiffed that shot, it would have been completely different. But when you're Massacre and you don't whiff, it's so crucial that he was able to hit that first shot, because then he was just able to spin and hold down the T spawn side, and that completely split Ekasi's defense. And I really don't know, as Ekasi, how do you strat against plays like that? How do you do it? It can be so difficult to deal with at times, but yeah, maybe over time we can see Ekasi maybe adapting into a playstyle more suited against teams like this. But again, that util down towards mid from Ekasi is so perfect, taking ADM down to 21, and Massacre will be dropped.
I mean, it's only a matter of time until ADM is spotted from the player towards lowest. Oh no, they walk right past him. ADM in such a clutch position, he's going to get one. Almost gets the second, he gets traded out eventually, but Adaru take down DMS, who's worried about the lowest players. Just giving them a second. This is the difference you were talking about. Goliath playing together for such a long time, such a solid roster. Everyone in this team playing a high-level Counter-Strike for a prolonged period of time. It's just kind of second nature for them to peak at the right moments. Kasi have a lot to learn, but Gemini peaking down at the right moment. He is learning on the fly. Dari will take down Gemini.
Not happy with the CT drop there.
Oh, Bullock will take down Zip, and now Adaru 1v2 full HP on both Bullock and Badger, but he has the AK. Only needs 2 bullets. Bullock will take down Adaru, and that's going to be Ekasi's 5th round, and I believe that's the first one of this half. Yes, yes indeed.
Yo, Ekasi that time able to make something happen off of the early frags, but again, ADM over towards the top of Xbox, he was just crouched in the smoke and almost made it so doable for Goliath with if he had gotten that second frag there, but unfortunately not finding it towards, I believe, what was Badger in mid. But again, Goliath just playing Counter-Strike with each other. They realize as a team game, you might as well send everyone together. That's really been what's been the difference maker. Even on the pistol round, when we saw Goliath, when we saw Massacre, ignore the T spawn plan, start fighting sides. It was all in the name of numbers. 3v2 is better than a 2v2, and it's better than a 1v1 in T spawn, right? So Goliath is they're always just ensuring that they're working off of this buddy system, and they're not peeking anything like silly. They're not peeking dry too much. They do change it up every now and then, and they do go for a little bit of an information play. But now Massacre, holy Moses, the trigger discipline so perfect. He picks up all 3 with the MP9. That's what, $1,800 in the bag plus an AK. But DMS and Bullock are now on the recovery. In the 2v5, they do end up picking up 2, bring it down into the 3v2. The Krieg and the AK on them against the MP9, the Scout, and the M4. ADM with just 11 HP, so arguably Ekasi's still the favorites to win this, but when you're playing against a Goliath, you're never the favorites to win a round. Bullock has to hit the shot over towards mid to really open up the round. Oh no.
Goliath peeking out at the right time, flanking at the right time, but DMS has a big brain too. Unfortunately, his spray is not connecting, eventually going to take down Kenny. He doesn't know. Adam is waiting for him towards ramp, takes him down. DMS is such a good player, but unfortunately, he's met his match with Goliath Gaming.
Yeah, no.
This is so. Listen, right now, Ekasi, no, okay, we're going to lose this map, but right now they need to show some character. They need to show that they are willing to work extremely hard for themselves and each other, their organization and their fans, and that's exactly what Gemini does. He gives them a little bit of hope, and now the cat push is coming. Who else with the wreck 9 peeks out at the right moment is going to take down ADM, and this could be a round for Ekasi. This is what they need. Massacre will take down who else. This man has fantastic positioning. Really, the highlights of his playstyle.
If Gemini had gotten that through the smoke, I think I would have broken my entire setup. Oh, the flashbang over towards short. Unfortunately, Ekasi this round trying to force the playstyle that they're really good at, trying to force those aim balls. And now the run boost out from short is actually going to get punished. But again, through mid, Gemini, you can't do it to him. Zip gets absolutely taken down by Gemini with the scout. He's the first frag through the doors. I don't know if you even saw that one. That was absolutely ridiculous. Now that second shot over towards the A side, allowing them to bring it down into a really doable situation, especially with the Dario on 52 HP and Massacre on 75, both of them within body shot range of Gemini Scout. So he doesn't even have to go for the head now. I'm not sure if it's going to be calm that they could be tagged, but I'm pretty sure it will be calm that a Daru is tagged, at least, as they were able to get the information there. I'm not sure if the Massacre tag was noticed by anybody, but Gemini himself on the 40 HP, not looking too healthy, but with an HE and with a Molotov, he at least has some capabilities of locking down positionings here. Gemini needs to get this util out towards the back of site here, but it's not going to happen. Adaru just sitting there, but Bullock is going to clear it, and they will get the bomb plant with 10 seconds left. But against Massacre, it's not really the person you want to be fighting in these kind of situations, especially when Bullock has no armor on him. He's such a vulnerable situation, and he's in such a vulnerable situation at the moment. The smoke will be going down so he can entry through the doors. However, Bullock traces him straight through the smoke. No need for panic, as Massacre is going to be dropped. No Massacre today from him, as we are going to see a 6th from Ekasi, a 14th, and a 6th from Ekasi, and a 14th on the board for Goliath. Still, they are going to go into the force. A couple of deagles, the scout and the MP9 picked up, and trying to force a little bit of a miracle to happen in this round.
I mean, Massacre holding this angle could have been massive, but unfortunately, he gets spotted out, but he's still alive to fight another day, and that's important. You got to remember, in CSGO, you're worth more alive than you are dead. Kenny won't hit the shot, but you will hit the second one onto who else? That was such a difficult shot to hit, the person falling down from Cat. Let's hope Ekasi can keep going with this momentum. The cross smoke coming, a little bit of matchmaking strats coming through and working out perfectly right now. No, Kenny, don't do it to them. Kenny, stop it. Oh, okay, but Bullock is just going to end that idea from Kenny. Not too sure what it's South Africans and those jump shots. Same WhatsApp group, but DMS is going to get 2 kills here, and Adari with the MP9 doesn't really have a chance. Say that, but he gets 1, he gets 2, okay. And Badger's just going to finish him off through that smoke.
I don't really mind the jumping play with the scout there. It's one of those weapons where if you shoot at the right point in the jump, when you reach the very peak of your jump height and you shoot, it doesn't actually have that bad accuracy. Back in the day, it used to have, I believe, absolutely ridiculous accuracy with the jump shots. You used to be able to just hop away.
Oh, look at the stack.
And shoot, but this could actually be perfect for Goliath. Oh no.
Oh no, ADM has an AK. And Badger's sitting on 9 HP. I like the fact that they're not committing to that fight and actually rotating off, but the damage has been done, and there's actually a chance here. Who else will take down ADM and kind of make it practically confirm that Ekasi will get an 8th?
At least you spoke about showing heart and showing character, and Ekasi doing exactly that now, starting to claw back around after round. They're trying to put themselves within a range of within the realms of possibility of making this a comeback. At the moment, it's going to be 8-14, but again, still 6-round deficit. It's going to be very, very difficult to close out these 6 rounds when Goliath is going to be going into the full by now. But they are going to be picking up the full utility. However, Ekasi has managed to build up a little bit of an economy behind them. Badger, a gun in hand and 6.7k in the bank, so he's at least got enough to keep dropping over towards his teammates if they do go down on the 15th. I like that Ekasi still willing to get aggressive early on here, trying to force their playstyle onto Goliath, trying to force that aim duel playstyle that they do end up playing sometimes. But really, they've seemed to get this to work a little bit, as Canny will be spotted out with the AWP over towards long. A really nice little angle there from well, actually a little bit of a dangerous angle, but still ensuring that he's tight enough so that the AWP shot is as difficult to hit as possible for Canny. Not able to get it done now, but we are going to see the long corner smoke being thrown out from DMS. So we are going to see a little bit of long aggression here, maybe trying to establish a little bit of control. However, with the pit player being Zip and as well as Canny over towards Car, the long controls well and truly established. ADM over towards mid does drop down Gemini, bringing them into the man advantage. 4v5 at the moment. Who else tagged down to 81? Not the most damage done onto him. ADM down to 67 as well. But with Zip on the FAMAS, it's not the greatest firepower of all time, and with very limited util over towards the Goliath side of things, it is going to get maybe a little bit sketchy. The utility coming out towards the Ram side of things, but Zip with that FAMAS might actually be able to grab that AK. I don't think there's anyone on long to even get within the realms of possibility of trading. I'm not sure if he's going to opt for the AK or he's just going to drop. Actually, he is going to opt for the AK. Not going to drop off as of yet. He is willing to take the he's willing to take the risk of getting shot from doors for the firearms upgrade, but a little bit of information wasted there. Really, it's very difficult to exploit information against Goliath because they just do punish you off of it. But if there was a second player there with him over towards long, it would have been a different story. But then Canny over towards the Ram side of things with that AWP does take down the 2 frags. Very reminiscent of a Skadoodle play back in the day when he used to love playing over towards the Ram side of Dust 2 on that A bomb side. I believe that one of the more famous clips of him was an ace from there as well. But Canny just ensuring that the long position is completely locked down, that the short aggression cannot come through, and really securing the 15th round here for Goliath. Ekasi in a little bit of a dire situation. The AWP on towards Badger, Bullock with the AK-47 in hand. They are going to try and force something with the Deagles and the Tech 9 as well, but realistically, it's not looking too likely.
It is map and series point Jordan. Ekasi need to pull miracles out of the hat. They have to keep showing some good fights. They've shown so far that they are willing to fight for each other. The Rec 9 isn't going to work out. Kenny's going to get one. He whiffs the second though, but Zip's there to help him out, so taking down Gemini. And now it's practically GG. But Badger does take down Massacre. Kenny will take down Bullock, who maybe should have known that there's a player towards long. 4v2 advantage, but Zip only on 12 HP. Kenny gets flanked, but the shots are whiffed. Very unlike DMS. He's obviously very frazzled at the moment, but he does take down Adari. Such a good shot, and that gives them a chance. And Adam just, he only needs one bullet. DMS goes down, and now Badger versus Canny. And Canny wins it out. Is going to secure the 2-0 victory for the series for Goliath Gaming. They played so well. I learned so much just watching them, Jordan.
Definitely, the better drilled team on the day, and with a strat book that's ironed out like Goliath's is, it's so difficult for teams to get rolling against them. It's so difficult for teams to get round after round and rounds in succession, especially against Goliath, because they always have that strat that can shut you down completely with the eco. And we saw that's where it fell apart on Nuke. We saw a force spike completely, absolutely annihilate the full buy of Ekasi, and it really spiraled out of control from there, because Goliath is one of those teams where they're not going to let anything silly get through their gates. They're going to ensure that their momentum is capitalized on, and they really did do that on Nuke. Maybe getting a little bit sloppy towards the end of Dust 2, but Ekasi really putting on a strong showing towards the end of the second map. They're able to pick up a couple of rounds. It would have been really nice to see them starting to do that from the start, but that's just the way it is in CS sometimes. Sometimes you are against the teams that are better practiced and they've been together longer, but Ekasi, so much potential on their roster. They need to walk away with this and not with a negative mindset, but with the mindset of what did we learn from this? Next time,
Yeah.
what can we come into with the preparation so that we can try and avoid what happened today? And I think it's going to be a really solid learning experience, especially since it's a new roster going up against a team like Goliath. You need to look at it analytically instead of saying, "Oh, that's so sad that we lost." You need to go in there and say, "Listen, what can we learn from this?"
Well, that's one thing I know true about everyone on the roster. They are so hardworking. So even though tonight may have been a little bit of a spanking, they're definitely going to look back at these demos and be like, okay, what can we learn? What can we do better? What are some of the things that we shouldn't have done? What are some of the things what are the fights we shouldn't have gone for? How do we counter um, Goliath if we come up against them again? Because both of these teams we are going to be seen in the playoffs for the VS Masters tournament, so there is a chance that they come up against each other again. So Ekasi needs to be prepared, but they should be so happy. They make it through to playoffs, first time that they're going to be able to do that, and they're playing superb Counter-Strike. At the moment, unfortunately, Goliath just like the meme on Twitter, they are the Liverpool of South African CS:GO at the moment.
Yeah, no, they're looking absolutely ridiculous and always on an upward trend as well, which is so impressive. Goliath have been bested by ATK in the past, but if they keep going on their current trajectory, they're definitely going to be a contender in the very near future.
No, 100%. Listen, if ATK, if one of their players aren't firing when they play against Goliath, I think it's just going to be it's going to be too much to handle. I think when you're coming up against Goliath, everyone needs to be firing at all cylinders, and yeah, you need your fundamentals. But Goliath is really one of those teams where they're going to punish you in every facet of the game if you allow them to. But Jordan, I think that's enough of that. Thank you so much for being here with me. I enjoyed casting with you so much. I missed you so much, my man.
It's always an absolute pleasure, sir.
And I just want to say thank you to chat. Thank you to everyone here that's here to support these teams. It doesn't matter who you're here to support. We are thankful for you being in chat, for sending your messages, or if you didn't say anything in chat, if you just watched, we are grateful. Thank you so much. Also, to our sponsors, AOC, Red Dragon, Syntech, and Tautronics. You guys are wonderful, and you support Ekasi, you support South African esports, and that's such a big deal. I am Lol Sorry. Our producer was Mediocrities. Mr. Jones Esquire was the caster with me this evening. And I just want to tell you all, you're loved, you're special, and just be unashamedly unique. Be yourself. Cheers.